Welcome to the Retirement Evolved podcast with certified financial fiduciary Adam Bruno.
Well, hello, and welcome back to the Retirement Evolved podcast with your certified financial fiduciary host, Adam Bruno, and of course, the one, the only, my ride or die, Lauren Trolson.
Hey there, everyone.
You know, Lauren, there's a lot of things coming up, and we're supposed to be talking about financial stuff and you know, taxes and retirement, but we're right a week away from Thanksgiving now.
Yes.
Then we're coming up on Christmas. Then we got all the family stuff, everybody coming into town, all that wonderful jazz. You know, this year I wasn't as excited for the holidays as I have been before. How about you?
I mean, you know, I do enjoy Christmas, and mostly, every other year, you know, Devin and I go to New Orleans to see his family. And then, you know, the following year we'll stay here and hang out with my family at Kurt's house. So I enjoy that. Thanksgiving, you know, I'm not a turkey person, so, you know, turkey doesn't do it for me. But
it's actually my favorite part of it, just because I get to eat my honey baked ham, and I eat like the whole thing.
So you do a ham.
You know how much I love the honey baked ham.
I know you do.
No, my mother-in-law does turkey too. You know, she's Jamaican, but she makes like all of it. You know, she does the turkey, and then she does like oxtail. Oxtail's fantastic. You ever had oxtail?
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so I mean, I guess it's just one of those things where. And I'm pretty sure that all of our retirees go through it too. All of our families go through it, where you're coming up on the end of the year. You're really excited to see everybody. But at the end of the day, for me, it's like, whoa, another year's gone. And it seemed like it went so fast.
Isn't it? The days go by slow, but the years go by fast, right?
That's right. I heard a good one the other day too. Every day is a gift. That's why they call it the present.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good one. Yeah.
Yep. Well, yeah, so we're going to be talking about actually Black Friday today, and a day all about deals and discounts, but it also gives us a unique chance to talk about, you know, smart spending habits in retirement.
That's right. It's a timely conversation because everybody's going to be thinking about buying, but retirees should also be thinking about how the spending is going to affect the income plan this year, and hopefully if you're working with us, you know that that's a top priority is looking at the goals for this year. So that should have already been worked out. But there's a lot of retirees out there who don't have a year-to-year plan, who just have somebody telling them, hey, you've got enough money for the rest of your life. And then Christmas comes and the holidays come and vacation comes, and we always feel so guilty about spending. And, oh, are you sure we're not spending too much? But if you would have had a plan, you kind of get to get rid of all of that fear and anxiety, right?
Exactly. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. It's a mindset, right? So what does Black Friday have to do with retirement, really?
Well, when you're working, Black Friday is often about finding deals, stretching a paycheck. In retirement, though, every dollar you spend is coming from the pool of money you work so hard to build. And that does change the dynamic. We want people to enjoy their money, but enjoy it on purpose, not by accident.
So we're talking about being intentional.
Exactly. It's not about guilt or being cheap. It's about making sure the purchases you make today don't cause stress later. And it could be gifts, travel, or even helping family. But there's a difference between planned generosity and impulsive spending. And you know what I say, Lauren? It's all about investing in experiences. That's the language we should be using.
I agree. Are there any tools or tips that you would recommend to retirees or just people in general?
I would say you start with a budget, of course. You know how much I hate that word.
I know you don't like it.
I don't like that word, budget.
It's important.
Like, what's the Christmas lifestyle going to cost us this year? No, but you start with a holiday budget, and then you kind of, this happens to all of us. We list out what we want to spend, and then, you know, not just on gifts, but meals, events, decor, everything. And then you obviously have to account for inflation. And even holiday dinners can cost significantly more now than just even a few years ago.
Isn't that the truth?
It's the truth. But the other thing is, you know, when you talk about inflation, you talk about holiday budgeting, what you really need to do is just probably add $1,000 to that number, right? Because that's what always happens. We go into the holidays with the best intentions. I'm only spending this much and that's it. But then all of a sudden, the holidays hit and it's like, oh, I could spend the extra $300 or $400 for them or this person, or I forgot about this gift, you know. So I always say add $1,000, Lauren. That's my answer.
Especially, you know, our families, especially being Italian, you know, Jamaican, you know, the food is really important, and the inflation, you know, has affected food costs.
Expensive, very expensive.
So much. And I don't like to eat just, you know, a can of corn. I want like a nice corn casserole or something, you know?
Corn casserole. I'm not familiar with corn casserole.
You know, it's like a cornbread with like sweet corn.
Oh, okay. That
I'm
actually
just
sounds
using
good.
that as an example.
I'm glad we just ate.
You know.
That would have made me really hungry.
I know.
Okay.
So let's shift gears. Many retirees have multiple types of accounts. Should they care which one they tap into for Black Friday or holiday purchases?
You actually should care. It's a big part of smart retirement income planning because each account type, whether it's your Roth IRA, your traditional IRA, your brokerage account, or even just a plain old checking account, they all have different tax consequences, right? And
Yeah.
the magic number is, how do we be most tax efficient? If we're already in one tax bracket, do we want to take out enough money to put us into the next tax bracket, or do we want to kind of try and control that? Obviously, if you have an extra $20,000 throughout the year that you need to spend, and your adjusted gross income is $190,000, you don't want to take the $20,000 from your IRA because now you're adding that to your income. Now your Medicare is going to go up. So sometimes it's as simple as, where are we taking the money from? Should we
Right.
take it from a Roth? Should we take it from the checking? Should we take it from a non-qualified account? How much tax do we want to add to our income? So
I was going to ask you to give us an example. That's pretty good, but I feel like you could give us another one.
let me think. Let's say you pull $5,000 from a traditional IRA to pay for vacation or gifts. That money is treated as income, which could bump up your tax bracket or even affect your Medicare premiums. Meanwhile, if you take it from the Roth IRA, that doesn't trigger any taxes, but you're also pulling from a bucket that grows tax-free, so there's a trade-off. You know how they always say cash is king, Lauren?
Yes.
I think that when it comes to your lifestyle and retirement and some of the things that you might need to spend extra money on, cash really is king in that situation. Because if you use the cash, yes, you're spending down some of your savings, but the reality is you're probably getting more value for using the cash than you would from pulling it out of an IRA. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. And I think, that's what we were saying here. It's like not just what you spend, but it's where you take it from. It is so important.
Exactly. And we help our families build income plans that tell them when and how to use each bucket, if you will, right? The way your spending stays aligned with your bigger picture is very, very important. So I think what could definitely help most people is you have to have an income plan. And a lot of people are afraid to do that because they think, an income plan, then I only get to spend this much for the rest. That's not what it is. When we say income plan, my perfect version or vision of an income plan is one that you do every year, rather than just, I think we need to spend $10,000 a month for the rest of our lives.
Right. Because life events happen, right?
Yeah.
And things happen in your life. And that's like, when we do the rebalancing of a portfolio, I think it's important also to rebalance that income plan.
And the goals, right? The goals every year are going to change.
Exactly.
You might wake up at 79 years old and say, I don't know if I can make all these trips every year. It just depends. When are you going to slow down? And let's face it, folks, the runway is getting shorter. My old mentor used to say, the runway isn't as long as it used to be, right? So we know that it's coming. We know that the end's coming.
I'd like to talk about something we've all seen, which is the buy now, pay later offers popping up everywhere. And old school was the layaway, right?
Right.
Kmart had layaway, and
I still like layaway.
You could put that. Well, now
Can't
it's
find that
Afterpay,
anymore.
Affirm.
Yeah.
There's all these companies, Klarna, that you can buy something and you can pay it off, a little bit at a time if you don't have that right there. But I don't know if that's the best way to do
they're
things.
everywhere, right? From furniture to electronics, clothing. They're marked as no interest or easy payments, but for retirees, this can be a real trap if you're not careful. The issue is twofold, really. First, these payments stack up, right? Ask Kellyanne Monroe Bruno, my beautiful wife. They do stack up, and suddenly you've got multiple monthly withdrawals coming from some sort of a fixed income account, maybe a checking account. Second, if you miss a payment or go beyond that promotional window, interest rates are going to spike up, often north of 20% in today's environment, which isn't really sustainable. So it's almost like, we'll give you 90 days, and they're waiting by the clock so they can charge you all the interest from the first 90 days.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and that with inflation and with interest rates, borrowing just isn't as cheap as it used to be. It really isn't.
Right. We're in a higher rate environment, and retirees need to protect their cash flow. If they're stretching to afford something today, it's not worth the financial strain over the next 6 months.
So how should retirees approach big purchases?
Boy, I guess that really depends on the retiree, right? I think if
Sure.
you're talking to the baby boomer generation, I don't think they fall for any of these traps, right? But I mean,
What are baby boomers most known for?
working and saving, baby.
Working and
And saving. The best that ever lived, the best that ever will live. I think it's about planning first. If you want something, work it into the income strategy, and we can help you figure out which account to use and what the impact will be before you actually click the buy button, right?
Yeah. Well, let's bring it all together. And I know this is going to be a shorter episode, but, what's your big message for retirees this Black Friday?
I know it's going to sound a little silly. Just enjoy it. I mean, how many Black Fridays do you have left? Do you remember Black Fridays when we were kids? You just kind of, we were excited about it. You wake up at 2 a.m. and it started getting earlier and earlier, right? Like at first it used to be 5 a.m, then it was 3.
And, now it's like they do it right at like 11 o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
10 o'clock. They're
Yeah.
like, okay, we're open. And
If you go out.
Because
you don't need to anymore,
right. Now everything's online. But, I do enjoy that, even though it's crazy and hustle and bustle and all those things, I do kind of enjoy going out and seeing everybody, kind of being crazy.
Oh, you could just go out and people watch, baby. I
Yeah,
mean, that's the best thing ever,
it's
right?
pretty cool.
Yeah. Have you ever seen any fights like over TVs and stuff?
I haven't, but actually maybe that's not true.
I've seen them. I've seen them like
Have
at Walmart
you?
where people are tearing
I
into
was going to
pallets.
say Walmart, the Walmart,
like,
people of Walmart.
Give me the pallet now, and everybody's
Yeah.
yelling and screaming.
You know what I just heard about Walmart? I know this is totally off subject, but
What's
they
that?
took all the food dyes out of their foods.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you think they did that?
Because I think RFK kind of implemented that food dyes are now, a no-go. And so Walmart has just redesigned their brand to not include any food dyes, artificial food
Kurt
dyes.
and Callie are going to love that.
Oh, yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
But back on subject.
I just got to say, though, when we read about all this today, I feel like we really take a lot of this stuff to the extreme. And it's probably good that you touched on this with the holidays coming up, right? And everybody eating food. It just feels like everything is taken to one extreme or the other. Like, you're Kurt, my partner, your
Yes.
brother. What's that thing we have in the kitchen because we can't drink out of plastic bottles anymore?
Well, it's called Aurora.
Aurora.
Yes.
So we have to actually use that to drink our water.
And I do see where he's coming from. It's a stainless steel water container.
Mhm.
And there's no plastic in there. And
Mhm.
it actually takes out I think it's over 98% of all the microplastics in the water. And also why we use glass bottles in the office. It's important for everybody. I think microplastics are a huge problem that are found today in people's bodies. And all the other crap that they put in the water.
Yeah.
I mean, now they're taking the fluoride out, which is good, I heard. And there's so many things. I mean, and if that's just one thing we're doing, Adam, to kind of help us along, I don't know if that's necessarily such a bad thing.
I'm not saying it's. All I'm saying is, do you remember eggs? Eggs were bad for you.
I
Then
do.
eggs were good for you. Then we're
Yes.
back to being eggs were bad for you again. It seems like we just take things to such an extreme in this country.
Right.
And it's very trendy, right? It seems like it's very trendy. Like, I'm gluten-free. I don't eat any dairy, right? I mean, it's like, I probably shouldn't say it that way, but the reality is everybody's gluten-free now, right? I mean, it's turned into
It's
this
all
whole
about
big thing.
moderation.
Yeah. Moderation. That's what I'm saying.
If you can do things in moderation, I think you're okay.
I can't drink regular soda in moderation, so I drink like
Right.
sugar-free
Yeah,
soda, and
you're
Kurt yells at me because it's got
bad.
all the aspartame and all that
Right.
stuff in it.
We all have, and nobody's perfect. We all have our things.
Right.
But let's get back to.
Sorry.
I'm sorry too. I went
Okay,
way
so
off
let's go
there.
back here. So
So-
obviously enjoy it.
Yes.
Just make sure you plan for it. It helps if you know what you want to buy. On Black Friday, that could be hard, though. So at least knowing what categories you want to buy, how much you can afford, and where the money's coming from. And that way, your retirement still stays on track, and you avoid big surprises in January.
Okay. So I know you always have some creative ideas for gift giving during the holiday
my God.
season.
Oh,
Could
geez.
you share a few? And you said one to me the other day that retirees might appreciate.
Okay. This time of year is a really great chance to give with meaning and intention, right? So it's not always about, oh, you got me the coolest gift, or, oh, thank you so much. Meaning and intention. So a unique gift idea, gift shares a stock to your grandchildren. It's a fun way to teach them about investing, compounded growth. Plus, it's something that grows with them. So I know my stepfather, George, he bought the older kids. he bought Austin 1 share of Leapfrog, and he bought Amelia 1 share of Disney. So there's, I think it's called oneshare.com or something like that. So even just as a symbolic gesture, it's I know that kids want to open big shiny objects.
But
and
I
stuff,
love that. And I think it's just, it lasts for, it could last forever. I mean, it's so much more long lasting than just another toy that especially young children are going to grow out of in a year. Or how many toys can these kids possibly have?
That's exactly it. And exactly, another benefit, if you gift appreciated stock that you already own, not only are you creating a financial asset for the grandchildren, but you may also reduce your own future capital gains taxes. When they eventually sell the stock, they could be in a lower tax bracket than you would have been when you own the stock. Does that make sense?
It does. I think that's a smart way to transfer wealth, while potentially lowering your own future tax burden.
Obviously, we can help our family structure these gifts properly, to ensure compliance and optimal impact. You can also consider 529 contributions for college savings or even charitable gifts in someone's name. These can not only have, your legacy impact, but in some cases, they provide tax benefits depending on your situation. I just set up 2 529 plans, one for Scarlett, one for Maverick. And I got to tell you, I hadn't thought about it before, but I'm doing the math on this thing. And it's like, I put $500 a month in, and they're so young. By the time they're 18, that's another 60 to 70,000 each of them has for college. That's it's kind of nice, and it didn't cost much to do that, right? And I know we have a lot of families that do that for their grandkids already now, and I do feel like as a grandparent, you have the ability to you spoil them all year long anyway, so why not give them something even more meaningful around Christmas?
I just read about 529 plans in my book, and it's nice because there's no age that you have to, as long as it's used for education, you can use it at any point in your life.
And some of them are deductible. Charitable contributions, yes, if you itemize your deductions. Even if you don't, qualified charitable distributions or QCDs from your IRA, they can count toward your RMD, and they come out tax-free if they're sent directly to the charity. It's a win-win for retirees who are 70 and a half or older. And here's the thing. What's interesting about this is Kurt and I were just in a meeting with someone.
Oh,
sorry, I dropped my phone here. Kurt and I were just in a meeting with someone, and Kurt was letting him know, hey, if you have a Schwab account, an IRA, Schwab will give you a checkbook for that IRA. And then you just write the check directly to what organization you want. And the person that we were sitting with said, are you serious? How come nobody's ever told me about that? I mean, I guess it really is sometimes the little things, right? Because people think they have to call, have somebody send the check, but you don't. I mean,
what
it
a
makes
great
it
tip,
easy.
right? Especially for all these people looking to reduce their taxable income. I mean, who's not?
So it's about making your money work in more than one way, right? I always talk about biohacking these days. You know how
you love it.
And I'm so into the biohacking thing with the supplements and all that stuff, but it's finding more than one use for something that you're getting health from. The same thing with your money, finding more than one use for what you're getting wealth from.
And how to obviously extend your life.
Right.
And
I know we have some great resources coming up to help retirees finish the year strong.
We sure do. We've got a few events I'd love to invite our listeners to. December 2nd and December 4th at 11 a.m. You can join us at the Alliance for the Arts for the session on taxes and retirement. In that session, Adam will break down strategies for minimizing your tax bill, protecting your income. We talk a little bit about the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, since that had such an effect on everybody this year. Also December 10th at 11 a.m. This is mostly for our families at Evolution, but our final lunch and learn of the year. We have great food, great education, and a great opportunity to ask questions. And this lunch and learn specifically is about assisted living facilities with Beth Cordy from Amavita Living. If that's something you've had questions about.
That has come up so much lately.
Yeah, it's such a huge thing. I mean, when you're...
You know what bothers me is... a lot of these places want you to come in and start paying when you're healthy, but then don't take you if you're starting to go downhill, right? So to me, I just told somebody this. A, they want to make more money. B, they want to make more money. And C, they want to make more money. I mean, that's really what it is, right? Because if you can't go in there when you need it, you got to go in there when you don't need it, and then maybe you never need it. You're still paying it. Just, to me, it's a whole thing, and I'm really looking forward to actually hearing from somebody in that industry.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely.
I think it's so important.
I think a lot of our families here could benefit from getting just an insider's perspective.
And if you wanna sign up for any of that, all you have to do is go to taxfreefortmyers.com. Spell the whole thing out: taxfreefortmyers.com.
Or you can head over to our main site, evolutionretirementservices.com.
And I know that things have been a little bit limited lately. We don't have the seating like we used to at these events.
We are growing.
Growing
So
significantly.
It's hard to find venues to fit all these people.
And we're trying to work on that and find some bigger places. But for right now, grab a spot early, sign up early. Lauren, before we head on out of here, what did you want Santa Claus to bring you this year?
Oh, wow. I'm really grateful, I will say, for all of the friendships and the family and just,
Yeah, I get it. But what did you want under the tree?
Oh, I don't know. Gosh, you really put me on the spot.
I know. That's why I love
this
doing
is going to sound just absolutely ridiculous. Lauren 3 years ago would have never asked for this, but Lauren today really wants a new vacuum. I think I want a new robot vacuum.
That's a good
it's
one.
not, it's the last thing I would say, oh, I just want to buy myself a new vacuum. Oh, yes. But really, that's something, I could say to Devin, be like, hey, you want this house clean? I need a new vacuum.
Or Devin could get up off the couch and do it some of his too.
He
right?
he does a lot.
I know.
A lot for me.
I don't. I really wish I did a lot. I do clean and do laundry and stuff, but it's always so crazy.
I was gonna say, I know you cook. I know you clean.
I do sometimes. I don't cook as much as I used to, but I do that over the weekend and stuff, and I get to spend time with friends and family. And I think what I really wanted under the tree, and maybe some of you can relate with this, is I just wanted a happy, peaceful Christmas with my family without everybody, trying to kill each other and all the nasty comments and everything. That's really, really what I wanted Santa to bring me this year. But if I'm being selfish, I already got myself my Christmas gift. I bought my sauna pod so I can go in the sauna at home, my little tent. The Indians used to use a tent too, the Native Americans.
Right, of course.
I got a little tent.
They would build it out of like palm leaves.
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff,
right. Yeah,
and
mine is actually fireproof material, but
that's good.
And it holds the heat in better. But it does get up to 185 degrees. So this Thanksgiving, I'm going to be cooking myself along with the turkey a little bit, and it has been a huge. You've seen the impact that good health has brought this year. I'm really, really proud of that for myself. I have 2 young kids, and I'm at 44 this year. It's
health is wealth. If you don't have your health, you don't have your wealth.
Yeah, but I wouldn't mind a pair of, I wouldn't mind a few new ties or something.
Yeah.
Or a nice,
I'll make sure I let Kelly know.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't know what I'm going to get her. She's so hard to shop for.
Really?
I swear to God, she's so hard to shop for.
All right.
Like whenever I think I've got something narrowed down, she's like, no, that's too much money, or I don't need that. She's really big on the health thing this year too. I think she actually does want a Hume band like I have, so that way we can have like a little competition.
I think that'd be great.
Yeah, she did say that. So I don't know. What does Devin want?
He just wants me to be happy.
I think that's pretty important, to any relationship.
Yeah.
What do you guys want for Christmas? Drop a line, let us know. Speaking of Christmas, obviously, if you celebrate anything else, happy holidays to you. But at Evolution, we celebrate Christmas, and we did a toy drive so far this year.
Yeah.
Man, I'm so proud of all of you. I want to thank all of you. I know you're all listening, but I get emotional about it. But it's really a great thing to come in and see all these gifts and all the differences they're going to make in
Toys
kids'
for
lives.
Tots.
Toys for Tots is incredible, and I did feel like this year, in particular, we did a lot for the community. We went out a lot and did a lot of charity and things like that. So
we did a lot, yeah.
So it was another great year, and obviously we could never have done that without all of our family. So if we don't jump on here again before Thanksgiving, we want you all to know exactly how thankful we are for all of you, how grateful we are that we get to come into this office. Not that we have to come in, but that we get to come into this office every day. We get to serve you, and we get to do something we love, and you are all a big part of that. So from the bottom of our heart here at Evolution, we all want to say thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Yep. Thank you. And we will see you on the flip side, hopefully before Christmas, right?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I know it's been crazy, but we should be able to plug
We
another
should.
one in. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. We love you all. Peace, happiness. Don't eat too much turkey.
Peace, love, and turkey grease.
That's right. Turkey grease. Yeah. Oh, I think this year I might deep fry the turkey.
Oh.
Yeah. I had one at the Friendsgiving we went to.
All right.
Joe, you did an amazing job, buddy. All right, everybody. Take care. We'll see you soon.